Hello everyone and welcome back to Personal Beauty. I'm your host Shannon, and as you can see it's just me again today, but don't worry, we have a really exciting episode coming up for you guys. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Korean beauty in a different way, especially when it comes to Korean products and for your face and for skin health and care especially. So for today's episode, as you can see, we have a lot of organic materials here. So the entire episode is going to be themed around organic products and organic things that you can use to enhance your skin's beauty. We're going to start on this side today. This is one of the more well-known products, I would say, in Korea. This is Papa's Recipe, and this is actually an enzyme powder cleanser. I'll get into a little bit more about what that means, how to use it, and what it's for. But as you can see here, the active ingredient is actually rice. So if you guys have heard anything about Korean skincare or Korean nutrition, for example, you might have heard about all the benefits in rice water products. This is really common. I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there was this whole trend about using rice water for your hair. It's something that has been used for ages for skincare. It's even said that a long time ago, Koreans would actually mix rice and water together, and then they would wash their face with that just to kind of soften the skin and help to brighten up blemishes. So with this one, oh, sorry, there's an ambulance, you guys. So with this one, this is actually a powder enzyme, so it's a little bit of a kind of different take on the way to use rice. Basically, they take the husk of the rice, like seeds, and they're going to use it and grind it down into like this little sort of gritty powder. When you mix this powder with water, it kind of foams up and creates a little enzymatic effect. So the enzymes from the rice husks are actually going to help to eat away dead skin cells and break down oils like sunscreen, makeup, dirt, etc. So this is, like I said, one of the more popular ones in Korea. I've actually seen this recommended from the clinic that I work at really, really often. And this is just one small example of how rice can be incorporated into the routine. So let's open it up. Let's just see what this looks like so I can show you guys a little bit more about that. Okay, so this is the Papa's Recipe Enzyme Powder Cleanser. So when I shake it, I don't know if you guys can hear that, listen. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like a powder. And it's actually really, really lightweight, but basically on the back, the instructions are written in Korean, but it says to wet your hands and gently foam onto your face. So pretty easy, pretty simple to use. This one is, because it's sort of like a gritty physical scrub and sort of an enzyme which is going to act like an exfoliant. This is something that I would use maybe twice a week or so. This is specifically going to help with breaking down any gunk in the pores or buildup of makeup and oil, dead skin cells, and things like that. So this would be a good kind of once or twice a week refresher. And like I said, the benefits of rice water are incredible, especially for softening the skin and brightening the skin. This was our first one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat, see how you guys are doing today. Hi Dad, my dad's in the chat. Hello Nathan, hello Sandy, Charity, and Sam J35. I'm really appreciative that you guys are in the chat today. We're going to talk a little bit more about some of these other products, but I want to know how you guys are as well. If there's any specific questions that you have about different types of Korean products, or more specifically ones of an organic origin, feel free to drop it in the comment section down below. I'm going to try to make sure I am paying attention to that a little bit more. Let's see. Jay did well last week. All right. Shout out to Jay. I'll let him know. Don't eat it. Give it to your skin. I must admit, I was snacking on these a little bit earlier, so I can't guarantee that I'm not going to eat a couple of these before the episode is over. You need to protect your skin from UV rays. Yes, very good point. One of the more popular options for rice-based skincare products as well is one of my favorites. This is the Beauty of Joseon blue sunscreen, if I believe. If you guys go back a couple of episodes, I believe it was episode maybe 2, there was a rice water based sunscreen by Beauty of Joseon that I really, really like. So you can even use it for that. The rainy season is coming to an end. Oh, no, Fernando, rainy season has just started here. It's been raining for about 3 or 4 days so far, and it's supposed to rain again for like another week, but hopefully it passes soon because I'm not a big fan of the rain. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and keep moving on. This is the next product here. So this one is something that you guys will most likely love. This is actually a strawberry-based product. So if you guys are curious about what strawberries do for the skin, there's something that we're gonna be using in here that's actually not the berry, but more so the seeds. So this is by Skin Food. This is the Strawberry Sugar Food Mask. It's for pore cleansing and exfoliation. So, oh, it's an interesting shape. So basically, this is going to be used using strawberry seeds and also a brown sugar compote. I'm just going to open this up so you guys can see what it looks like inside. As you could probably guess, sugar is going to act like a scrub because of its super gritty texture. And then the strawberry seeds are going to help give it that extra oomph to remove any sort of gunk from the pores. Strawberry as well is going to act like a cooling agent on the skin. So especially in the summertime here in Korea, when it gets really, really hot and you're out in the sun quite a lot, your skin is going to be really red and irritated. This is a really good way to help your skin cool off and has a similar effect to cucumber, which we'll actually get to in a minute. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Kind of looks like a little ice cream. Oh, wow, that smells incredible. That literally smells like strawberry ice cream. This smells so good. And as you guys can see, there's actually these little seeds right in here. Those are the strawberry seeds. This is going to give this scrub that little extra oomph to remove any dead skin cell buildup, but also remove any sort of blackheads or impurities that are really, really stuck in the pores. For those of you guys that are curious, just to kind of give you a little bit of a background lesson here. When you see your pores in the mirror, there's a couple different things that you guys might be noticing. There's a big difference between sebaceous filaments and blackheads. Sebaceous filaments are those naturally large pores that you can see. This is your natural oil production. But blackheads are something that you definitely want to remove. They're going to be oxidized version of the oil and dirt stuck in the pores. That's why you might need something like this that has a little bit of extra grit to it. This should help to remove everything and keep your skin super soft. I personally use scrubs like this about once a week. The one I'm using is a little bit more of an ascorbic acid base, which is vitamin C. So that's something that's going to help you with brightening. The strawberries are going to help more with cooling and soothing. However, because it is a scrub, I still wouldn't recommend using it more than once a week. Even though it does have a cooling effect, of course, you are irritating the skin by scrubbing it as well. So just keep that in mind. This smells amazing. If you don't get it for anything else, I would just keep it like open in the bathroom. It smells fantastic. Up next, we have MetaHeal. MetaHeal is one of my favorite brands. This is also going global really fast. This particular one is from carrot extract. So we have some raw carrots right here, and then we obviously have the carrot pad. I know what you're probably thinking, why would I put carrots or carrot on my skin? And carrots are good for eyesight, not for the skin, but that's not entirely true. Carrots can also be used for a brightening agent as well. They actually have beta carotene in them, which is the main ingredient that they're going to put in these MetaHeal boxes, which I'm about to destroy. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So toner pads. I've actually brought these on the show a couple of times. You guys have seen me with the MetaCube version, the Zero Pore Pad, which is more of like an AHA, BHA. This is completely different. Toner pads can be useful for a couple different things. This particular one is for moisture and calming. This is going to have a very similar effect to the strawberry. It has that sort of temperature depressing element. This is going to help to reduce redness in the skin. It can help a little bit with brightening as well. It's also antioxidant, which is fantastic. And let's just go ahead and read this here. So the cotton pad is soaked with enough essence suitable for daily care of sensitive skin. So this is a sensitivity friendly product. The large size that covers the entire cheek provides easy and fast solution to skin concerns. Completed skin irritancy test and suitable for uneven and sensitive skin. So we're going to open this up here. One thing I love about Korean packaging is it always comes with this pair of like tweezers just to make sure everything remains sanitary. If we remove this top pad, I can actually show you what the product looks like. I've used products like this before. There's another one, I cannot remember the name of the brand to save my life right now, but it's really popular. There's actually a potato extract and a carrot extract. Both of them are toner pads, but they're really helpful for soothing and calming the skin. So if you guys are someone that struggles with sensitive skin or with redness and irritation, that was incredibly difficult. Then you guys can make sure to check these products out. So basically the way to use these, you'll just pull one off. Right away, texturally, this is a lot thicker than the other pads that you guys have probably seen me use. I really like the waffled texture. I'm not sure if the lights are kind of distorting that or if you guys can actually check that out. But this makes it really, really soft. So basically, you're just going to put these on your skin, and right away, it feels super cooling, really, really nice. And it's really lathered with a thick sort of serum because I can't even, like, it won't fall off. So this is a really good option if you're a very dry skin type and you're very sensitive. Smell-wise, I would say it smells slightly chemical, but that's likely from the beta carotene. It doesn't actually smell like anything, I would say. It just smells really clean. So you guys can check one of these out. This actually feels really nice. I might take this guy home. But these are really soothing and calming for the skin. And you can just reapply your little package right there, I think. Am I putting this in wrong? No. There you go. So that would be the beta carotene from a carrot-based product, which is really popular to use as well. These are ones that I prefer, especially for the summertime. Up next, we have some other options. I don't have any other products, so I'm just going to be showing you guys the raw ingredients, of course. So like I just mentioned, carrot and kamja or potato go really well together when it comes to soothing and calming, especially in the summertime. And you guys might have seen a lot of remedies or a lot of new products based on potato, but the actual moisture content in potatoes is extremely high. So what we want to do with these, you would actually slice it really, really thinly. Think like an 80s glam movie where they're using the cucumbers underneath the eyes. You can actually do the same thing with potato. Potatoes are actually a little bit more acidic as well. So if you guys were to slice this really, really thin, this isn't something that you could snack on. It's super, super bitter, but this would be great to use on the skin. So really thin layers of this can be helpful for pigmentation, for brightening, softening, and hydrating. I don't know if this would be my first choice. I would probably eat this for dinner before I would put it on my face. But that's just me. This is one of the options that you guys can use, especially if you have like a more combination skin type. Otherwise, I would suggest using something a little bit thinner and lighter, something a little bit more cooling, like our friend the cucumber here. Another one of these that I will probably be taking home with me and eating for dinner tonight. But cucumbers, obviously, you guys have seen these in a lot of movies where they do like the spa treatments or anything about beauty or like a little girl's night or whatever. Cucumber has been used for a really long time for its soothing properties. It's often combined with things like aloe vera, for example. So if you get a sunburn or if you're out and your skin is really irritated or red or dehydrated, cucumber would kind of be my go-to, especially if you're a little bit more dry sensitive. This is something that is really popular to be combined with other ingredients, more so hyaluronic acid and aloe vera. All right, I see you guys popping off in the comments. Let's see what you guys are up to. Can we eat and apply these products? I certainly don't see why not. There's no way that you could fit this entire cucumber on your face. I'm sure you could probably try, but I think snacking on it would be just as beneficial. It looks really moist. Yes, the pad is actually super wet. That felt really great on my skin. I'd love to take this home later and then try it on my face. Coffee scrub is nice. Oh, great sort of recommendation there. Coffee scrubs are one of my favorite things as well. I actually used to make one at my house. Surprise, Dad, if you're watching, this is why the upstairs bathroom was a disaster sometimes. But basically what I would do, you mix black coffee grounds, not the instant ones that dissolve, but just proper black coffee grounds with things like honey and water or oil. And then when you scrub it on the skin, there's a couple of different reactions that happen. One thing that's going to happen, of course, is that physical exfoliant, because coffee grounds are actually really, really gritty, very hard. They don't really break down like salt or sugar would. But coffee grounds also release a lot of caffeine, which is of course what coffee is usually used for. But caffeine has a benefit on the skin as well. So caffeine, when it's used in a skincare sort of beauty way, it's going to be used for tightening and firming. Now, this is something that I never used a scrub version of but there's a couple really noticeable products or notable products that I would suggest you guys try out that contain caffeine. So the first one would most likely be these eye creams underneath here. There's one by the brand Innisfree. So if you guys go to the Olive Young website, you can definitely check that out. But it's a green tea eye roller or eye cream. But basically what that's going to be doing is it's going to be using the caffeine levels in green tea as well as the brightening elements of green tea to help depuff the under eyes and brighten the under eyes. So even if it's not directly from an organic material like tomatoes or watermelon, it is something that is often found in beauty products. Something else that I've actually used it for, and I still do, is lotion. So if you find a caffeinated lotion or something that has some sort of tightening or firming effect, you can use that on the areas of the body that have stretch marks or cellulite or loose skin. This is going to help to really tighten everything up. So there's one product that I use. It's really hard to get in Korea now, unfortunately, but it's called Bum Bum Cream. And it actually has a pretty high element of caffeine in that as well. So caffeine is a really great suggestion. Thank you for that. Let's see. My grandma swears by egg white masks. Okay, so I think I've actually tried this before. I think when I was in high school, I took the yolk out of an egg and I just separated it, and then I put the egg whites on my skin. It can work like a peel actually, because it dries like a very thin sort of film on the skin. I suppose you could use this more so for like moisture retention, maybe, but I didn't really see any noticeable benefits with that. I haven't seen any products with eggs or egg whites lately in Korea, but I'll keep you guys up to date if I see something next time. Are food-based cosmetics safe for sensitive skin? Yes and no. I wouldn't say that it's safe for sensitive skin just because it has a organic material in it. I would check for the other ingredients, things like panthenol or hyaluronic acid, cica, centella, things like that. And a lot of these are derived from organic materials. For example, hyaluronic acid is something that your body makes naturally. But just because it has that component doesn't mean it's the best for topical use. So I would definitely do your research on that. One thing I really love about the Olive Young website is it actually has a drop-down arrow where you can select different kind of elements of your skin, whether it's dry, combination, oily, sensitive, that sort of thing, acne prone. And that'll sort of narrow things down for you. So you can do a little bit of research on that. I would say that in general, yeah, the raw cucumber is going to be okay for sensitive skin. But don't be misled by products that say that they have organic materials, because that doesn't mean anything. It's a lot about the combination and concentration of things. I need that berry lip scrub recipe. Oh, another good one. So it's actually not up here yet. I will be getting into one of the products that you can make at home using these ingredients. But lip scrubs are definitely really popular ways to use organic things. Sorry, chat, my phone's gas pedal's stuck. Dad, what? Now, this is skincare I can afford. Yes, I like that. I think the idea of killing two birds with one stone at the grocery store is fantastic. Shane Steele says oats plus honey equals a perfect combo. I've actually heard a lot about this one as well. There's like oatmeal masks and honey masks. Honey is definitely something I've seen a lot in Korean skincare. This is something that I've used as well. Not honey in its raw form, but the propolis extract that comes from honey. This is something that you'll see a lot in brands like Beauty of Joseon, which tends to be a little bit more naturally derived anyway. It's already got the rice water base. But propolis is going to act as a brightening agent as well. So honey has been known to help with brightening, as well as it is itself an antioxidant. So great suggestion, Shane. Thank you for that. Nathan Speed says, peanut butter on your face is meant to be good for moisture, acne, and aging. I don't know about that one. Peanut butter has a lot of oil in it. So you can maybe give it a try and then drop down below next time in the chat whether or not that worked for you. Does apple cider vinegar help with dark spots? Hard to say. I know that apple is known to kind of help with dark spots, and anything with vinegar is going to be really irritating on the skin. So I'd be a little bit careful with that. Vinegar, of course, is a little bit acidic as well. So I would stay away from anything super heavy acids if you are a little bit more sensitive. But on the flip side of that, acids do tend to help with brightening, especially things like niacinamide, which is an acid, and ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, glutathione, which can be classified as a brightening agent as well. So I think potentially, but I would definitely look up maybe a recipe and a way to dilute it before just trying it in its raw form on your skin. Should I refrigerate these homemade creams? Usually, yes. I would say that keeping it at room temperature might attract unwanted guests, but you can keep them in the fridge for a nice cooling effect as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep moving on. We've got a couple more minutes here. So I've got two more options on the table. So we have our little tiny mini Korean watermelon, which I think is just so cute. Korean watermelons are a little bit different than American watermelons. I'm sure you guys are used to the really big ones. But this one is actually just a smaller version. I think this is becoming really popular in Korea, which for the use of skincare, I think would actually be useful because then you don't waste all this extra watermelon. I know what you guys are probably thinking, that you're going to hollow out the inside and use the red bits. But no, this is actually something that I learned really recently about an ancient, well, not ancient, but a more traditional Korean way to use the rind of watermelon to help brighten the skin. It also serves as a cooling agent as well. So if I were to cut this in half, I'm sure you guys have seen a cross section of a watermelon before, but there's going to be the green outer layer, then there's sort of a white layer, and then of course the middle part, which is really deep red. The watermelon inside, of course, is very hydrating, so you could use that as a potential hydrating mask, but the rind actually has a lot of soothing benefits. So this is something that you can use if you guys don't want to throw away the watermelon or waste it. Once you eat the inside, you can actually scrape a thin layer of the white bits out and put it on your skin. It's kind of similar to the potato option, I suppose. So cutting this into really thin, filmy layers is going to help with brightening and soothing. Fantastic for summertime, fantastic for sensitive skin and for hydration. So maybe try that out. Let me know how that works for you guys. I'm going to see if I can take this bad boy home and then eat it, and then maybe I'll try a mask. But this is an unexpected option that I found that was a little bit more popular in Korean skincare. So make sure that you guys check that one out yourselves. Last but not least, we have the Chamyang Gou, I believe is what it's called. This is going to be a super spicy pepper. You guys can probably guess what this is for. This is not going to be used as an under eye mask. This is going to be used as a lip plumper. Chili peppers, spices in general, cinnamon even, has been used as like a lip scrub for a long time. Lip plumper is something that's pretty popular these days, of course, because everyone wants those nice full lips. But with this is going to be super spicy. So definitely don't take a bite out of this. If you do, I'm sorry. And then if you guys want to make a sort of scrub out of this, my suggestion would be to mix maybe a little bit of brown sugar with it. This might help to dilute some of that spice. But the oil itself is going to be pretty hot. So this could be something that you use to help your lips swell up. Of course, if this is something that you're going to use, make sure you keep your hands away from your eyes. I'm curious to try this one. I've never actually tried this hack before, but I am a big fan of lip plumper. There's one by Too Faced, I believe, called Lip Injection that I've used for a very long time. But this is a really good option for you guys that want to try something a little bit more holistic, or just have some fun with leftover ingredients in your house. But again, this is going to be a pepper. I think the ones in the States you could get would be like ghost pepper or chili pepper, things like that. One thing you probably wouldn't want to use or get much benefit from would be a typical bell pepper. Those are usually sweet. Go for something a little bit spicier. All right, let's see what else you guys got. Watermelon is perfect for summer, cool your skin, and tasty too. Yes, great Koreanet. The cocoa butter looks dreamy. Cocoa butter is, of course, something that is used often in things like chapsticks or lip products, as well as like moisture for creams on the skin. So you guys can definitely check that out. I think the moral of the story here today is that you can use a lot of natural ingredients for better skincare. If you guys aren't someone that has an Olive Young near you, or if you don't have a lot of knowledge about products, this would definitely be a really good place to start. You can have a little bit of fun at your own home, and you can look up Korean traditional recipes for how to use some of these products. Just to kind of review, we've gone over rice, strawberry, carrot, a little bit about tomato, what is it? Cucumber. Cucumber, potatoes, watermelon, and chilies. So this is just a few, but of course there is so many different options that you guys can use. Make sure that if you guys have any other suggestions, you leave it in the comment section down below. Who knows, maybe we'll do a DIY try it episode one time. This is really good info. Should I patch test first? Definitely. If you guys are going to patch test, I do recommend not patch testing on your own face. I would patch test on the inner arm just to make sure that you're not allergic to anything. Patch testing on the face might not be a patch test. If you're allergic, you could have a reaction, so try to be using it on the inner arm. Aloe ice cubes, genius. That's a great idea, Kelsey. I'll definitely be using that the next time I get a sunburn. Okay, so I think that covers it for today's episodes. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, make sure to drop it in the comment section down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you for always supporting. I hope you get to try some of these out. Message me on Instagram if you guys do. I'd love to see how it goes for you. And if you guys are going to be interested in the next couple episodes, we are going to be talking again about different ways to use Korean skincare and obviously to personalize beauty for yourself. So I'll see you guys next week. We will be on at 6 p.m. on Fridays. I love you. Bye.